Welcome to my YouTube channel again, and my name is James Popola. In case this is your first time on this show, I'm happy to be your host, and thank you so much for always showing up. And in case you have not subscribed, do well to click on the subscribe button. I really appreciate your effort. So today, I want to talk about six um, tools to unlock fully funded opportunities. These are certain and proven ways that you can actually unlock global opportunities. Because a lot of us want funded opportunities, but we have probably not set up things in place, right? And I need you to know that opportunities will not just come if you are not prepared. So an opportunity comes and is much better when you are prepared, right? So don't see yourself in a situation where you just believe that you just become you just have the opportunity because it's available. No, you have to be prepared. The people who are investing in the people who would be attending, they are not just going to waste their resources. They definitely want to invest in a place where they know they will get results in. Number one is that you need to be passionate, right? What are you passionate about? There are 17 goals, sustainable development goals, still waiting to 2030 for it to be fully accomplished. And there is need, there is a constant need, a daily need, a continuous need for activists, for advocates, for people who are interested in all of this, right? And if you truly want to access global opportunities, you need to look into these 17 sustainable development goals. I would take my time to create a video on that. Do well to check next time. I will try my best possible to do that for you, for the sake of you knowing what they are and also being able to also know which one you'd actually love to work on, right? So choosing from these 17 SDGs, for me, I'm passionate about SDG 4, which is quality education, SDG 8, which is decent work and economic growth, SDG 17, which is partnership for the goal, right? So if I'm passionate about three, um, everything I'm doing has to be within these three. Let me tell you how these three are together. Number one, quality education. There is no how you can accomplish number 8, which is economic growth, without developing people's capacity, educational, intellectual, and there is no how that will happen without developing people's intellectual capacity, right? So they are related. And 17, why? There is no how I want to accomplish what I have in mind without partnering, without collaboration. So all of this, you get to choose which one you want and you go for it. It will be difficult for me to start saying I want to be passionate about all the whole 17, jump up for climate action and all of that. What I could do is just through collaboration, offer a training to people who are within that sector. In the past, I've done that. I've collaborated with someone and we did training for climate activists across Nigeria. And it was really massive. It was nice. That was not my field. However, the the planet is where everybody lives in. So you should know something about things that are not within your field. Secondly, is active participation, right? Like you are not just passionate about something, but you're actively participating. How? As a volunteer. How? Probably by bringing your friends together and you guys are advancing a cause. What can we do in a community where you feel like there is too much of maybe too much of maybe let's say too much of illiteracy, for example, you can come up as friends and take maybe weekends, maybe Friday evenings and Monday morning to teach those students in that community. And by teaching those students, you're also contributing. I really must beg you, as a young person or as a seasoned person, maybe you're in your 40s, 50s, or whatever age you are, The day you realize that there is this problem you need to solve, go ahead and solve it without telling anybody. Don't give any excuse. When I was to start this YouTube channel, I was so concerned about the the resolution of my phone and all of that, and all of that. But complaining and giving excuses about my phone wouldn't have made me this. I wouldn't have been able to do this 10 videos or 11 videos. I don't even know how many videos I've done here, right? But with it, I get to improve. So what really matters is your active participation. And I will tell you more on what you are actively participating on. You are thinking globally, but you are acting locally, right? We should not do otherwise. Be thinking locally and be acting globally. No, you should think globally and act locally. I don't know. The internet has made it so that we feel like, oh, people have become very notable. They didn't do anything. They just jumped to the global stage. That is a big lie. So start from the grassroots. Start locally and think globally. See what others are doing. Like for me, no matter what you want to say, I'm still going to invest in education. I'm still going to invest in businesses. In fact, I want to buy businesses, right? I want to buy businesses. I want to own businesses and all of that. So it's whatever you are passionate about that you definitely have to work in, right? Sometimes you are not paid about this. That's why you make sure that you ensure liquidity, right? A fluidity, like a constant flow of money, because your passion is not enough, right? So you need money as well. So I've been on a project to a local community in Kwara State in Nigeria where I joined some other folks to go and offer I think is it not 6 weeks kick out malaria project. I'm not a medical practitioner. I just followed. Why? Because I want to make that society better. And guess what? What was I doing? At worst, I will conduct a malaria test for them to know if they have malaria. You know, if you observe there is malaria parasite, they would be transferred to the nurse, the nurse or the doctor on ground. It was free, and you brought such. In fact, I would love to do that more in Africa, right? Partner with my friends who are licensed doctors and all, and then see this is another way you can impact people. I was doing that passionately, and guess what? The most thrilling and enjoying aspect of it was when I was sharing nets. I was sharing mosquito nets with families, and then they will bring their children, and you see how happy these people are. These people are so happy, even in the community where they are. So if you are not ready to put in the work, forget about global opportunities. Forget about it. Because really, you need to see what people are going through and see how you can solve it and also be a solution provider rather than be among those who complain and complain. No, find a way and solve problem. So the third thing on my list is storytelling. You see, this tool of storytelling can make the difference. I was shocked one day when I read a story from a friend of mine, and I'm really proud of her. Why? Because the way she narrated that story, man, that story is worth $1 million, right? What did she do? She said she was going on, I don't know if she want me to say her name, but if she later say I can, but she didn't give me permission. But my friend was going somewhere and she realized that something that was she actually experienced when she was growing up, while she was growing up, like having shoes to go to school. And she later sees it that this is a privilege to some people that they do not have, that they wish they had. And then she asks the pupil that, why are you going to school on barefoot? Like, or like, why is this child barefooted, right? And that actually brought out passion. And the passion brought out a sort of sympathy, right? But beyond that sympathy, she took action and she wrote the story. Now, when you get global opportunities, if I see somebody who has impacted one person, right, I will choose that person over you who has not impacted anybody. So storytelling is key. What I'm trying to tell you is if you must win global opportunities, you must position yourself and write well what you have done. Write about the impact you are making over who you are. What impact are you making in the life of others? So if given that opportunity, what impact would you make in the life of other people? So people are interested in making a decision that will advance and also multiply. If I'm impacted and I impact you, I expect you to also impact another. So it can continue that way. Let's keep impacting. That is the best thing we can do for ourselves. I impact you, you impact others, the other person impact. The circle of impact continues and it goes like that, like that, like that, like that, like that, like that. And that would really be nice, right? Yeah. So the first thing I'll talk about is develop your public speaking. Hey, if you can't speak in the public, if you are shy, find a mirror and stay in front of it and be talking to it. Start developing how you can talk. Let me tell you why you need to develop your public speaking. Because one of the high-paying skill in the world is public speaking, coaching, and lots of things that has to do with speaking, right? So if you are given an opportunity to come and speak, to share your experience on a stage where there are over 5,000, 1,000, 300, 200 people, and you have never addressed just 10 people, I'm sorry, you might not be able to deliver. Why? Because of the stage fright. And there is something I need to tell you. Every public speaker you see out there started afraid. They were afraid when they started. They were afraid when they started. They were afraid. I remember I had a speaking engagement in Abuja. That was when I was in 300 level, I remember. And it was also fully sponsored. But guess how did I get the sponsorship? I have applied. I have paid the necessary fee for the conference. And then I sent a proposal for funding. And I was paid $1,300. And that $1,300 includes my accommodation, included um my flights, my everything and merch that I need to give out to people that were coming, pay my photographer and all of that. So and I embarked on this journey and I went by road from Kwara to Abuja, right? And guess what? That fund that I saved me for my next trip. So what I'm literally telling you is that public speaking is really important. So I climbed the stage. I was shaking and shivering. And people who I was talking to did not know. Why? Because the first 1 minute, your first 60 seconds might not be clear. Why? Because you're still trying to struggle with stage fright. And then when I finished, people were commending me, clapping for me, because there were over 800 people in the room, you could imagine. And I don't know these people, they were all strangers. There was nobody that I know that I could look at face to face and smile and deliver my speech. In fact, that sometimes is not good. So I looked over their heads to the end of the room that I could see. So until when I was able to become good and confident to speak and I shared my story. So public speaking is very important. I would beg you, learn it by all means to develop your public speaking skills. You can start by doing a short video and putting it out there. Nobody's liking it, like it yourself. Consistency, that's where the power is. So really, you need to be a good public speaker because when they give you fully funded opportunity, you're not just coming to come and be there just sitting down. People are having conversation, you can't contribute a word because you are shy. Why? So develop your public speaking skill. That is the fourth tool that you need if you must unlock global opportunities. Then what next will I talk about is you need your international passport. That's the number 5 on my list before the last one. So in case this is your first time and you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please I'll beg you to do so right now. And in case you want to reach out to me, you want to ask me more questions, kindly fill the form below as well. And in case you want to get my book, which I believe this is the book I'm recommending to you if you want to really develop yourself and position yourself for global opportunities, the link is also below in the description. Get your international passport. If you're from Africa, get your yellow card as well. That's a bonus I'm giving you. Your international passport tells that you are really ready and willing to go and access global opportunities. Don't be caught unawares. Like I said, You don't wait to be prepared. You prepare and then wait, right? So when you prepare and you wait, it's much more better than when you are not prepared for that opportunity. So get your international passport ready, and then you can now start applying. Then lastly, I would say that you should commit to continuous improvement. Commit yourself to continuous improvement. Commit yourself to continuous engagement. Many people who access global opportunities, and when they come, all they just write is just the content. What are you doing next? What are you doing next? A good example I will share with you is this. When I returned from my first trip from the United States of America in 2024, what I did was, what am I going back to do? What am I going back to Nigeria to invest? So what did I do? I sort of like thought of a project that I've been interested in doing in the institute that I was serving then, because I was a core member. I look at the history, because I studied history and international studies. I look at the history of the of the institute, and I said, you know what, I'm going to contribute my own quota to this institute. So what I did was, I planted how many trees? I want to remember. I planted trees, and also donated books. And this is what happened. I had the intention, I reached out to my friends and families and said, okay, I want to do this as a legacy project and donate to this institute. This is a good institute in my country, and I would not like to leave this place without an impact. So I donated the books, and I planted trees. And I'm not in climate area, but I spoke with the person in charge and asked him what are the needs that they have. For me, I like trees that are tall, but he said, you know what? If you buy this kind of seeds and you plant, it's not that we won't appreciate them, but they are not what we need. So if you want to solve a local problem, ask the locals what do they need, and then you can now give them what they need. Don't go ahead solving a problem that people do not see as something they need. You're just wasting your effort. So continuous engagement at the local stage is very important. Organize a virtual training, impact people's life, put it online, right? If it's 10 people that shows up, fine. It's much more better. Consistency and your continuous work in the sector you are in is much important. It's much more important than you just accessing global opportunities. So change your mindset, shift from just saying you want to access global opportunities, and develop your passion. Know what you're passionate about and actively participate, and improve your storytelling. Start looking at how you can increase in your writing skills and your writing ability. Sharpen your public speaking skill, and you know what? Get your international passport and every document that will allow you to travel legally out of your home country. And lastly, continuous engagement is key. Keep improving, keep making the life